Life's a journey, and we do it in community. I'm sure we've all felt a sort of desert island experience recently during these times of lockdown. So we want to reflect with others on their journey. So why don't you join me on Desert Island Reflections? If you're going to go fast, go it alone. If you want to go far, you got to go together. In this season where many are feeling like they're living a desert island experience,
Disconnected and alone!
I want to bring us closer together through stories. Although physically distant, our stories will bring us closer together and closer to God. So joining me this week on Desert Island Reflections is Divine. Divine's known for putting a smile on people's face, especially when they're down. He's a one-man band, playing many instruments and producing songs. You can check out his YouTube channel. He says himself that he can't stand it when people show up late for things, and yet he himself maybe says he's not that great at being on time himself. But his pet peeve is people chewing loudly. It drives him mad. Divine, welcome to Desert Island Reflections. So Divine, what are you currently doing at the moment? What are you up to?
Well, I was in college.
Yeah.
And I'm doing music. But right now I'm doing an internship, a year's internship with YFC.
Very good. And what's that been like so far? Like, what have you been doing? Obviously with COVID and stuff, can't meet in person, so with schools, what have you been up to?
Everything is, well, most stuff we do now is based online.
Yeah.
So it's like online schools, online hubs. I think for me it's just even though it's my first year, it's not a good year to do it, but I think it's great.
Yeah.
It's going good. It's going better than I expected.
Excellent. Tell me, what were you doing then in Athlone IT?
I was in music because music is one of my greatest passions. I love music.
Where did you live? You know, prior to Mullingar, where were you living?
I was born in Dublin.
Okay.
And I moved to Mullingar as a kid.
What are some of the differences and similarities between Irish culture and Nigerian culture?
We eat a lot of hot food, spicy food.
Yeah.
And Irish people aren't really used to eating the hot and spicy food.
What was it like, you know, being a Christian and being a student, and maybe having certain pressures to deal with?
When I told a few of my friends I was a Christian, they all thought that I had to adhere to certain rules.
Yeah.
Then I couldn't go out, I couldn't drink, I couldn't do this, I couldn't do that. And I just told them being a Christian is just being a normal person, except you just have faith in God. What
would be your advice for somebody that's maybe about to head off to college come October, say, or September, late September?
Be yourself.
Yeah.
Because if there's no point in you changing, if you're say I'm a Christian, there's no point in me saying I'm not a Christian just to suit other people's needs.
Yeah.
I think just being who you are and accepting that you're a Christian.
Find someone who has similar views and similar values to you and all of that, and someone you can be wholly yourself with, I suppose, as well, because that helps that. Yeah. Sure shot, I think. Oh, thanks for that. That's helpful. You mentioned to me before about when your youngest brother was born. That was a bit of a highlight for you. Why was that a highlight?
I know, just a sense of comfort. It's like being a parent, but at a smaller age. So you kind of have the responsibilities of how to take care of a little kid.
Yeah.
We're kind of there to protect him and comfort him.
Yeah.
And just let him enjoy life.
So why do you think that's so important to you at this stage in life, where other guys are maybe out partying? Their headspace, they're not thinking about what you're thinking about currently. And
they're trying to protect themselves, not protect other people. I don't want to see my brother is just in pain or in a bad situation.
Yeah.
And to protect them, it gives me the sense of comfort that I know that I'm there for them.
Tell me about maybe in a sense of a life-changing moment for yourself.
Probably my friend passed away. Because I was in my leaving cert mocks. I was told the news by her sister that she passed away.
Yeah.
She said to me she was getting better, so I was like, it's gonna be fine. I'll see you when I see you.
Yeah.
And then I got a text that she didn't make it.
Yeah.
So it kind of like just blew my mind that that happened. I would say I lived with it up until now, but obviously there's this thought that, oh, if she had better treatment, would she still be here and all that stuff? But it's just a shock.
Yeah.
Like you don't expect things like that to happen, especially something you've known for like so many years. I didn't know what to do after that.
Yeah. You know, I too lost my best friend to cancer, and I think that was one of the things too that I was aware of, just the fragility of life and how thankful I was that I was alive. Was God in those difficult times with you?
Obviously there was a point where I was like, why did you take and all that stuff? I feel like God has a plan for everyone. Like she didn't get to the stage where she wanted to be, so I feel like God took her for a reason that none of us are going to know, that I won't know obviously, but she's probably happier up with God than she was here.
Yeah.
So like if she's happy and she has comfort, then I'm happy, then it's fine.
What maybe scriptures have been important to you through your life that have sort of, like you were just saying there, you've, even in the darkest of times, you've sort of clung on to some of these scriptures, that some of these truths and promises that God has given you?
When I walk through the darkest valley, I fear no evil because God is with me.
Yeah.
With that, there's no point in like being scared or fearing anything when you know that God's on your side.
Like you said, there's something really amazing about knowing God's presence with you in the difficult times. So Divine, what about your second verse then, your second scripture that you've been sort of holding on to?
Our Father who art in heaven.
Yeah.
As a kid, my dad would always say it. It's our Father who is in heaven, hallowed be his name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven.
Yeah.
So anything else will be done here will be done in heaven.
It starts with who God is, and then it goes into what he's like. Because sometimes we think of a distant God away out on clouds somewhere, which is the sort of stereotypical image, but he's actually a perfect dad.
Everyone says that you have like your earthly father and then you have God.
Yeah.
And then with that, it's like you have your dad who brought you here, he takes care of you here, but then you have God who takes care of you everywhere. Just knowing that you have God just gives me a sense of comfort.
Yeah.
That I can go places and just know that God is always with me.
What have you learned from lockdown, or what's been helpful for you during lockdown?
You tend to like listen to God a lot more than you have before.
Going forward, what are you excited about?
I think everyone is looking forward to like not being in lockdown. For me, I just hope that no one gets sick anymore.
Divine, you have truly beaten me. Divine, well done. And thanks for joining us on Desert Island Reflections for what has been a great time together. I just want to encourage people that are watching this. Obviously, Divine is serving with Youth for Christ here in the town as an intern. And being an intern, you have to raise some of the funds in order to continue to do that work. So if supporting Divine is something that you would like to do, both prayerfully and financially, you can go on to www.yfc.ie, and on our donate page there you can select Divine's internship and sponsor and support Divine. So if that's something you feel able to do or you can do, jump on there and do that. Thanks again, Divine. Lovely to chat to you, and enjoy the win.